The Worst Thing on Planet Fucking Earth by Dixu. It was a clear spring night in the Shirokama Mountains, and Sirius and Monsoon were watching the stars together. Wow, it's so beautiful, isn't it? Said Sirius, crooning to look at Monsoon. Yeah, it is, said Monsoon with a little smile. It was all because of Sirius that he called appreciate beauty like lick this now. Before Head just hated everything, but since Sirius had been nice to him, had learned to like beautiful things like the night sky. But you know what, Monsoon? Sirius said, smiling back at him. What? Said Monsoon. You're even more beautiful. Sirius said, shy and licked Monsoon's enormous arm that was covered in gold fur. What? Said Monsoon, and his face got red as his bright red mane. I think you're so beautiful, said Sirius again, and he blushed too. He could hear Monsoon's heart beat super fast. His heart was so big, it was really loud. And he looked at Sirius and said, well, I think you are beautiful too, Sirius. He said and picked up Sirius in his big hand and nuzzled his big fizzy face against him. In fact, Sirius, I actually love you, he said and licked Sirius, making him all wet. You know what? I love you too, Sirius said and gave Monsoon's big nose a tinny lick. Then he jumped onto Monsoon's head and put his mouth right by his big ear and whispered, do you want to have sex with me? Okay, Monsoon said. Sirius jumped back on the ground again. Thanks so much, Monsoon. I mean, my love, Sirius said as he hugged Monsoon's big arm. Getting swallowed in the long fur. Hee hee, your arm hair is so thick, Sirius said. He then pulled away and looked at Monsoon and grinned and said, almost as thick as you. Shut up, honey, you're making me blush, Monsoon said as he blushed. Anyway, Sirius, can I ask you something? He said. Sure, what's up, said Sirius. Monsoon said, looking embarrassed. What's tit, my love? Asked Sirius, tilting his head. Do you know how to sex? Monsoon said shyly. What? Of course I do, Sirius said, looking puzzled. Why do you ask? He said. Well, you see, I don't know, Monsoon said and looked really embarrassed. What? Said Sirius. I grew up alone with my siblings and we didn't have no bone to tell us how to have sex, Monsoon explained. Oh, I see, Sirius said. I was raised by Kaka and his bros, and they taught us how to do it. They made us all have sex with each other. They called it an orgy. They said it'd make us stronger fighters, Sirius said. I was the best at sex because I'm a bear hunt, he said proudly. Then can you teach me? Monsoon asked. Of course, anything for my love, said Sirius. Then they talked for a couple of minuets as Sirius explained the basics of sex to a fascinated Monsoon. There, that should be enough to get us started, Sirius Finley said. Are you ready? He asked. Yeah, I think so, Monsoon said, sounding a bit unsure, but it was just because he was new to this. Okay, good. Now get on all fours, my love, Sirius said as he walked behind Monsoon. Okay, but why? Monsoon asked, as he did when Sirius had asked him. Then Sirius hopped onto his back and said, this is what we call butt sex, and put his stick in Monsoon's big butt. What are you doing? Monsoon asked confusedly. I'm fucking you, my love, Sirius said as he thrusted, but I can't feel anything. Monsoon said sadly. Wait, you can't? Sirius said and threatened more strongly. Nope, said Monsoon. God damn it, Sirius screamed and thrusted so hard his stick. His stick made it sound like a jackhammer. Still nothing, he shouted. Nope, said Monsoon again. Oh shit, Sirius said. It must be because you're so big. My stick is so small in comparison. It's no good, he said. Oh my god. Then what do we do? Monsoon asked sadly. Sirius thought for a moment, and then he got an idea and hopped onto Monsoon's head. I know, my love. We just need to us a hole that's small enough for my stick, he said. Then he jumped onto Monsoon's nose. Lick this one, he said happily, and struck his stick right up Monsoon's nose. Wow, Monsoon moaned. It feels good, he said as his love continued humping his nose. I know it does, Sirius said as he humped. He humped for at least 20 minutes, and Monsoon kept moaning because it felt so good, and Sirius was starting to feel like he was about to seed. Oh yeah, honey, I think I'm about to, he said, but before he could seed, achoo, Monsoon said, and he sneezed so hard, he said Sirius flying, and he slammed right into a tree. Oh god, I'm so sorry, Sirius, he said, and picked Sirius up. That was starting to tickle my nose and I had to sneeze. Are you alright? He asked and cried a little. It's alright, I'm fine, Sirius said. That felt nice. Now it's your turn, he said with a grin. What you mean? Monsoon asked. Well, now I'm going to take your stick, and Sirius said, but he stopped mid-sentence when he looked between Monsoon's leg and then he screamed, ah! Meanwhile, Sirius's cousin Zeon was nearby as he heard his cousin scream, and he ran through the woods right to where he and Monsoon were. What's happening? Zeon asked when he saw the two. Oh, hi Zeon, me and Monsoon are just having sex, Sirius said. Oh, okay, why do you scream? Zeon said. Cause what the fuck is that? Sirius said and pointed between Monsoon's leg. There was one looked like a big pink tree trunk. Zeon looked at Sirius like he was stupid and said, Jesus fuck, and said, Sirius, that's a stick. That's a what? Sirius said in a shocked tone. But it's so big, he shouted. Yeah, Sirius, bears have big sticks, Sean said. I fucked a lot of bears, trust me, he said and winked. Oh, okay, Sirius said and trusted him. But how do I do it? He asked. Just do stuff to it till he seeds, Zeon said. And then he left because he didn't want to seem rude. Okay, I see now, Sirius said and turned to Monsoon and his massive stick. Let's try this first, he said, and started to lick it. Gwah, that's good, Monsoon yelled, so Sirius licked him some more. His stick was so big. It was kind of like licking a pink manatee. Oh, that's too good, Monsoon said, and he got so exited. He grabbed Sirius in his hands and picked him up. I want to fuck you, Monsoon said. Even though he hadn't even known what sex was 30 minutes ago, he felt so good his body was moving on its own. Please do, Sirius said. Monsoon said and put Sirius right on top of his stick and started pushing. He pushed so fast and so hard that 2 minutes later, Sirius was stretched round his stick like a blue fuzzy condor. Monsoon realized that Sirius looked odd, so he stopped pushing and said, Wait, are you okay? But Sirius couldn't answer because he was filled with Monsoon's huge stick. Monsoon got worried and pulled his stick out and picked Sirius up. He was flat like a pancake. Oh dear, Monsoon said as he looked at the flat thing that used to be his boyfriend. Don't worry, honey, it'll heal you, he said and put his mouth on Sirius' tail hole and blew and blew like he was blowing up a balloon. It worked, and then Sirius was three-dimensional again. Wee, thanks, honey, Sirius said. You got a bit too excited, huh? He said jokingly because he wanted to show he wasn't mad. Sorry, honey, Monsoon said embarrassedly. It's okay, Sirius said and licked his nose, which still kind of smelled of his stick. But you still didn't seed, he said more seriously. What'll we do? Monsoon asked. You're so small, it's hard for me to seed, he said. Sirius thought for a moment, but then a lamp went on above his head. Oh, I know, he said happily. You do? Monsoon asked. Yeah, just lie down your back and leave the rest to me, Sirius said, and Monsoon lied down like he said. Then Sirius ran like 50 meters away and turned around and started to run back. Halfway through, he leapt in the air and started spinning like a buzzsaw. Oh no, I'm not ready to read this next part. Oh god. Sexy Tenro Batoga! He yelled at the top of his lungs and he hit Monsoon's stick so hard he seeded 10 times in a row right away. Why? Monsoon yelled because it felt so good, and then he rolled over onto his side. Sirius walked up to his face and lied down and asked, Did you like that, my love? Yeah, that was awesome, Monsoon said and kissed Sirius. What was that? He asked. It's the sexy Tenor Batonga, the secret sex attack of my family, Sirius said. It can make anyone seed instantly. It's how my dad made me and my bros and sis and grandpa made it. My dad made my dad and uncle, he explained. Why didn't you use it sooner? Monsoon asked. Because it's so powerful, it should only be used at special times, Sirius said. Anyway, that was wonderful, he said and snuggled up to Monsoon and they started to cuddle. Yeah, it was, Monsoon said. I love you, he said. I love you too, Sirius said, and they fell asleep together. Some months later, Ugh, Monsoon screamed. What's wrong? Sirius asked, concerned. My tummy hurts, Monsoon said. Are you okay? Sirius shouted. Ugh, something's coming out of my butt, Monsoon said, and then he popped out a little ball of fur. What's this? Sirius said as he checked on the thing his love had pooped out. It was alive. It looks like a red and blue bear cub, but it had the head and tail of a dog. Oh my god, Monsoon, you had a baby, Sirius said and cried tears of joy as he picked up their new son. Oh my god, I can't believe it, Monsoon said as he cried too. But how's this possible? We're both males, he said, surprised. Sirius thought for a moment, and then he said, It must be 'cause I use sexy Tenru Batoga, he said. I told you it's too powerful, but it's never been used on another male before, so I didn't know it'd make you pregnant, he said. Oh, I see, Monsoon said. Anyway, that's not important. All that matters is that we now have a child, Sirius said and kissed his new son. That's true, Monsoon said and kissed the baby too. What should we name him, honey? He asked. Let's name him Shoin, Sirius said. After the male who taught me how to make a bear seed, he said. That's a great idea, Monsoon said and smiled. It's decided then. His name is Zeno, Sirius said. He felt so happy, know that he was a family. Now he had a family of his own.